Hello there, friends. I hope you're all feeling good. So today we're going to talk about the header.php. And the header.php is a core piece in any WordPress theme template. And it's in this file. We will bring in the title of the website, meta tags, a viewport, and a very important VP head function. And I would also recommend that you bring in your navigation bar in the header.php, because this will function as a normal HTML header for all your front end and front end pages, such as index.php, page.php, and single.php, just to name a few there. All right, so let's take a look here at what we're going to do today. So as you can see, I have my YouTube CIY theme template. And the only files that I have here is the footer, .php, front page, functions, header, and the index.php. Then in my assets, I have a CSS style sheet there as well. All right, so if we look at the front end of our WordPress installation, I only have a blank page here that says hello from frontpage.php. And it's this page here, hello from front-page.php. So today we will look at the header.php. So let's open this one up. And as you can see, it's completely empty. So we are going to fill this in today. So I'm on VS Code, and you can get a standard HTML header template just by getting the exclamation mark like this, and then press tab, right? So this is the standard HTML header template. Now we're gonna make some changes to this one. So we will keep the doctype HTML just as it is. But the first thing we're going to change is the language attribute here. So by default, it will use the language you set in your backend of your WordPress installation. So if you go to the general and just the general settings here, and you can see down here you have the site language, which is English and the United States in my case here. So if we look at the front end and do Control-Shift-I to take a look at the developer tool here, and if you open up, you see the header here. Now what we need to do is we need to bring in the header to get the extra information. So let's do that. So we actually need to open up the front page, the PHP, and to bring in the header, we need to get a WordPress function called get. Open up maybe PHP tags first. PHP, and then get underscore header. Then a semicolon to close that off, and then close the PHP tag. And then we can hit save. And then if we refresh, now it's not visible because we haven't filled our field with anything. So let's go back into our header.php, and let's change the language attribute here. So we do that by just keeping the HTML tag in here. Let's put in a PHP tag like this, and a question mark there, right? And then the function we're going to use is a function called language attributes. All right, so language attributes. Then let's close the PHP tag. Now what this one does is it's gonna, if you leave it blank by default, it's going to use whatever you set here in the back end of your installation. Right here you can see English. I set it to English. So let's save, and let's go back to our front end and refresh. So as you can see here, we have the language here, English, US. And that's what we had in the back end right there. Now if we change it, so let's change it to, okay, let's just change it to Deutsch, to German. Let's save, and then let's head back to our front end, and yeah, it's saving right there. All right, so now it's all in German, as you can see. So let's go back to the front end. All right, then if you see the language attribute here is has been changed to German, Deutsch. All right. I'm going to change back to English because I don't speak German, not very well at least. Let's go back to English United States, and I think that means to save our changes. Let's hope so. And then let's go back to our front end, and then you can see that the language has changed back to English there. All right, now this function language attributes, you can set it in as it is, or you can also bring in a parameter, doctype. That's the only parameter it accepts. So if you put in like this doctype, and then either a string, well, it's a string, either HTML or XHTML. So let's see what it does if we put in HTML here. Hit save and refresh. So you can see HTML language, English, US. Now you can leave it blank here if you want. So I'm gonna leave it blank. No need to do anything there. All right. So the next thing we will have a look at is some general settings that kind of sets the SEO for your website. So the first one we're gonna look at is the the name and the title of the website. So we have the title down here. So I'm actually just gonna cut it out. Cut it out there, and then just paste it at the top. Like this. Okay, and then the title of the website is visible right here. Now it says a document, and if you open up the header, you can see you have document down here, title document. All right, so you can set the title either here, or you can bring it in from the site title here in your general settings. So for me, it's CIY theme. All right. So when I bring the information from the back end of my WordPress installation, the title up here will change to whatever title you have down here. And in my case, it's CIY theme. So let's do that. All right, so let's just remove a document to begin with. And the function we're going to use here is, it's two functions here. It's the bloginfo and then VPTitle. Okay, so first let's talk about the bloginfo. Bloginfo is a very useful title. It will bring in a lot of different information here about your website. So the bloginfo will yeah, as I said, bring information about the current site, such as the description, author, WordPress version, and the name and the title, of course. And what you can do with the blog info is that you can bring in an optional parameter, and then a string. So the parameter is show and then a string. You don't have to bring in the parameters show if you don't want to. It just works with the string. So I will show you the difference and how to use it. So first, let's open up your PHP tags, and let's use blog info as is, and the string we're going to use here is the string name. All right, and let's just save it. Let's head back to our front end. Now it should change to this here, the CIY theme when I refresh. So let's refresh. And as you can see, the CIY theme is the title of this website and the document. As you can see here, the title has changed to CIY theme. Now I said that before that the blog info takes in a parameter of show, like this, and if you put it like this, it will display the exact same thing. So you can see the title up here and the title in here in the inspector. So you don't need the parameter if you don't want to. So I'm gonna remove that one. And the next one I was talking about is the VPTitle function. And it looks something like this. And you can leave this. First, we're gonna see what it looks like when we leave it blank. So what it does is it's perhaps you've seen on websites that have the website title up here, and then have the name of the page or post over here. So that's what we're going. Now I am on the front page, so it's just our home page. So let's go to an actual post or page. It's going to go to page, and it's going to go to the sample page, and it's going to click view. So let's see, it doesn't show up. Let's see. Oh, okay, I forgot to save. Sorry about that. So let's save it, and then let's refresh. And we're still on the front page, so let's have a look at sample page, view, and as you can see up here, you have the title of the website, and then two arrows, and then the sample page, and this is the sample page. That's the name of the page. Now you can change this one here. So if we go back to our file, if you leave it blank, it will display these two arrows. So you can put in whatever you want here. So I'm gonna put in this pipe sign here, and then let's hit save, and then refresh. And as you can see up here, it has changed. And if you look at the back end or the in the inspector and in the head, you can see there title, and then you have the document name, in our case CIY theme, and then the sample page, and this is the sample page. All right, so that's the title of the website. Next, let's take a look at the description. So the description comes from in our settings as well, and this is the tagline here, my CIY theme template. So you can set your description here, and this is good for SEO purposes because you can put in a few words there, explain what the site is about, as you can see here, and this is good for Google to find your website. Now we're gonna use the same function, bloginfo. So let's jump down one, and then let's use the meta tag like this, and then in here we're gonna use first name, and we're gonna use description. Okay, now this is not enough. We have to bring it in from WordPress. So let's do that by using content. Then we open up a PHP tag. Then blog info. And in here, we're going to use a string called description. Pretty straightforward. Semicolon, and let's close it off here. Then hit save. Let's not forget hit save, otherwise nothing will happen. And then let's go back to our front page here, and then refresh. And as you can see, we got the name, the description, and the content here, my CIY theme template. So when Google is looking for a website, it will look for this as well. So be as clear as you can about what your website is about for SEO purposes. So that's the description. Now, next, let's take a look at the characters, the car set. All right, so WordPress is going to use UTF-8 as a default. Okay, so in order to display a website correctly, the browser must know the character set. Okay, so the function we're going to use here is again the bloginfo function. So let's do that. We already have car set UTF-8 here, but let's bring in the WordPress way. So I'm just gonna remove UTF-8, and then let's use the bloginfo function. So open up PHP tags and then bloginfo. There we go, and then let's just paste that one inside the string. Close it up with semicolon, and then close off the PHP tag. Okay, so I have the car set, and if you look here at the in the inspector, without refreshing, you already have UTF-8, and if you refresh, it shouldn't change, right? So you got UTF-8 there. So that's cool. All right. So the next thing we're gonna look at are two standard meta tags. So first one is the viewport, and this helps with the responsiveness of your website. So people can view your website on smaller devices, such as phones and tablets. So we're just gonna leave it as it is. And the next one here is mainly for if your site needs to be compatible with Explorer 8 and Explorer 9, then it's recommendable to use this tag here. But it's not that many people still using those browsers. But just keep it in, just in case. It doesn't really hurt anyone, right? So we're going to look at now our pingbacks. Okay, so first, what is a pingback? Well, pingback is a function to let you know if someone has linked to your website or a blog post, for that matter, on a different platform. So, for example, if someone has a blog and then in that blog they write a post, and in that post they link to your blog or your website, then you will get a message to know that they have linked to your post or your website. All right, so we're gonna use a blog info again, the blog info function, but we're gonna put in a link tag like this, not like this. Link, then it's a pingback, right? And then an href. All right, and in this href, we're gonna put in the actual blog info function. And in this blog info, it as always takes in a string. So the string we're going to use is the pingback underscore URL. Pingback underscore URL. And maybe it's better if we put it inside the actual string. Like this. And then let's close off the PHP tag. And then let's close off the link tag there as well. And then hit save. If we go back in our front end, not much is going to be shown here because it's all happened in the background. But let's just refresh and you get the link here. So there you go. Now the next thing we'll look about in the header is the very important VP head function. Right, so WordPress is going to use this function to bring in important elements into your theme, such as script and styles and meta tags. So if you have a script tag or a style sheet, which you should have, then using the VP head function will bring those in to your theme. All right, and this function doesn't accept any parameters, so we have to leave it empty. And what we have to do is we have to put it just before the header. So anything else here should come before the VP head function. So that's the last thing you're going to do in the header tag. So let's open up a PHP tag and then use VP underscore head semicolon to close it off, and then close the PHP tag. That's all you need to do. All right, and then hit save. Now, if you look at the front end here, there's only this information. Now, if we refresh, you will see that it will bring in all of our script and style sheets. So, for example, I already have a style sheet up here, and have already enqueued it as well. This is not a video about how to enqueue your style sheets. If you want to know how to do that, there's a previous video that I made about how to set up your template theme. Go and look at that. So I'm just going to show you what it will look like. So if I remove this one and hit save, and let's just refresh. See, all of our script files and style sheets are gone. So if I try to make any changes here, so if I want the whole body of my website to be have a background of red, like this, and if I refresh, nothing's gonna happen. That's because, again, I haven't told WordPress to use or bring in any style sheets. So if I go back into our header and put in the VP head function again, save, and then let's go back and refresh. You can see our background is red. So that's how you do that. So that's why, yeah, we need to bring in the VP head function. All right, so I'm gonna remove our background because I just want to keep it clean. And then let's go back here to refresh. All right. So everything is fine so far. Now, that's the end of the head tag. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in a body class. So, for example, if you go to pages and the sample page and hit view, and let's take a look at the body tag itself. So if you look at the body tag here, it's just as body. All right. If you want to style this or bring in CSS classes, and these classes are pre-made WordPress CSS tags. We need to put in a function in our body tag. So we go back to our header. In the body tag, we're going to use a function called body class. So if we open up the PHP tag and use body underscore class, and in this we can leave this empty and close the PHP tag and save. And if we update, take a close look at the body tag. All right, so now you can see the body tag here. You got all these classes, and these are all pre-made classes from WordPress that you could either change yourself, or you can add your own class, obviously, if you want. That's up to you. So that's that. Now, one more thing we need to do before we finish off here is the navigation bar or the navigation menus. I told you earlier, it's a good idea to put the navigation menu into our header.php, especially if the menu is the same for all pages. Because header.php is going to work as a header for all our front-end pages so that's why. Just to keep yourself organized and have everything in the same place if you need to edit something. Right, so we're just gonna bring in the standard navigation menu. Right, so below our body class, or in our body tag, we are going to bring in first the PHP tag, and then a WordPress function called WP underscore nav underscore menu, like this. Then close it off. And then let's go back to our front end. That's the front page, and then refresh. Now we'll bring in the sample menu, sample navigation bar, and it will bring in for all pages. So if we go to sample page, you will see we still have this one. We only have one page in our menu, and you set the menus in appearance and down here in under menus. And as you can see, I only have the sample page here, pretty much menu one. Now you can create your own menus, and I will make a video in the future on how to do that. Now, the one last thing we need to do here is we need to cut the ending body and HTML tags. Cut them out, and then in our footer.php, paste them in at the bottom, hit save, and then in our front page, in all our front end pages, we need to bring in the footer as well. So let's do that by using a function called getFooter. GetFooter, and save. So all our code will be between the getHeader function and getFooter function. So everything displayed here will be between your header and your footer. So if we refresh, nothing special is going to happen, except for we're going to have a footer down here. All right, so well, I didn't put in a footer tag, but you can put in a footer tag if you want. So that's that. Let's just put in a footer tag to show you guys. And then just do each one there, footer, then refresh, and down here you will see the footer tag, and then down here footer. So that's that. All right, so that's about it. You can bring in other style sheets and WordPress versions and other things here in your header.php. But yeah, this is about what you need to get going at least. All right. So yeah, thank you so much for today, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next.